Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you doing? Hey, Polly, you are very early today. How are you? Hello, Patrick. Hola, Tocayo. Hey, Robert. How you doing? Hello, Abdo. First first time here. Welcome to the family. Taking more advantage session. LMT. Wow. Let's talk about it in a second. All right. Hello, Jatin. Hello, Mr. Hans. Hello, Ilya. What's going on? Not too much. Has been heavy raining in Houston, so not too much. Hello, Anne. Hello, Dipti. Hey, Jets. Sabrina, Palmavera. Hello, Dian. Hello, Sina. Hey, Joseph. So, welcome, guys. Hey, Ben. How are you? So, welcome, guys, to this trade reviews. Today is gonna be kind of quick, just because I couldn't find too much of opportunities on the market. So I'm not thinking on staying for too long here, but let me show you what I got. So wonderful news. That's nice, Paul. That's nice. All right. So first, Apple. Apple, we don't trust Apple. So nothing too much to say. Nothing too much to say. We have a week open here. We broke this 5 minute opening range. We came for this previous day low. We retested the 5 minute opening range, but what was happening? Well, small reaction here, small reaction here, but it's important for you to watch the indices. They were on top of the range. They were on top of the range. So again, for me, in my playbook, where I kind of try to follow the trend on the indices, this was doing exactly the opposite. This was doing exactly the opposite. So it was retesting the 5 minute opening range low, while SPY and QQQ were actually on the 5 minute opening range high, right? Or pre-market high. So I didn't like this one here. And well, as you can see, this actually worked as the change of character right here a few candles later. So yeah. No, never trust Apple. Never trust Apple. So yeah, so again, I mean I can see this retest here, but yeah, just what we said. So first, and this is important. First, we came here, retested previous day low, external liquidity, and then we came back to the 5 minute opening range, pre-market low, internal liquidity, but we didn't have like, again, we did have some reaction here. We did have some reaction here, but indices were, as I was telling you, on top of the range, on top of the range. So yeah, that was not a trustful move here. And then later in the day, well, it was all 5 minute opening range here. So this was a liquidity swipe here. Then all the day inside of the 5 minute opening range. Then it broke. It break out. It has a breakout right here, 11:36. Too late for our trading window. So we we don't like Apple. I mean, I'm really considering taking out from the watch list. Uh, ADC, what's up? All right. So this is the AMD trade from this morning. I didn't take it. I didn't take it. Why? I don't know. I really don't know, guys. uh, this was kind of obvious here. Look at this. We have a nice break and retest of three different things. previous day high, 1 minute opening range, 5 minute opening range. This was my thing. This was my thing. Indices were right at the bottom of the ranges. Right at the bottom of the ranges. QQQ actually went below this 531.43. That's a multiple touches key level on the daily chart. And right here, SPY was struggling with this 5 minute opening range low. So for me, I didn't like this move. But obviously, this was the one with the relative strength. And after yesterday's move, that was that was expected, right? I mean, some sort of, like the last effort on this uh, uptrend move. So yeah, so this was a very nice move here. So if you took this retest of all this previous day high, opening price, 1 minute opening range, 5 minute opening range. So if you took these 1, 2, 3, 4 key levels here, and you open your position right here, 128.70, 128.60, that's the 5 minute opening range. So if you open your position here and you had your stop loss right here at the bottom of these candles, okay, and you were aiming for this 130.50, that was the actual target for Jack and Tony, right? So, but anyway, even if you were not aiming to this, I mean, high of the day was 1 to 6 risk reward ratio trade. That was very decent. And 130.50 was the last target here. And you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles to actually trim right here. So this was a very nice trade, 1 to 2.6 risk reward ratio trade. And I would like to read your messages. Anyone took this trade here? Sabri, hey Bob, I thought A and B was your baby. It is, but damn it. Yeah, I totally miss it. Because the indices were, moving to the opposite side. So these past weeks, months, I've been trying to be very disciplined with my playbook. And you know what, guys? Following the trend, so identifying the trend on the indices, then taking the one name, moving on the same direction than the indices, and then watching for the one with the relative strength and the relative weakness, and then looking for the visually similar key levels or expected moves. That has been key for me to build some confidence, to build a system that is actually very winning. I've been on the high 70s, low 80s win rate. I know my risk reward has not been as it used to be, but it has been above the 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. So I've been doing very good stats. I've been having very good days. And for example, today I took 2 trades, and I'm gonna show you. They were both on Microsoft, and I'm gonna show you because that's a very good example of how having a good risk reward and a good system and being consistent with your system can turn things to the green side. So this move here, it was looking great. It was looking great on the higher time frame. Again, yesterday AMD had a very nice rally. So in my mind, it was like, well, right now this looks crowded. I mean, everyone was talking about this AMD trade. So I wasn't expecting like a huge move. And actually it wasn't, right? I mean, it was like from here uh, 128.66 or 128 something to 130. So that's not a huge move, but it was enough to make some money today. So yeah, I miss it. I miss it. I'm sorry about that, but I'm sticking to my system of following whatever the indices are doing. So right here, yes, it was looking very nice. This move to the upside, but it wasn't looking that good on the indices. So that's why I miss it. I know. AMD and me, we have a special relationship, but not today. Not today. So Sabrina, indices were not giving a clear direction yet. Yes, exactly. Uh, for me at least, and for me too. For me too. Uh, Bob, I didn't like the PA momentum on AMD. Yeah, the same thing. Tocayo, indices were really pointing down. Exactly. Paul, you did, but was not comfortable because of relative strength, but entered based on FOMO. FOMO. Agree, Robert. Also pass. Andy also pass on AMD because of the indices. Sina took it but trimmed too soon. All right. Bob, I didn't think the AMD trade was an A plus. Well, again, it depends of your playbook, Bob, because in my playbook, I prioritize the trend and direction of the indices. But if you are not trading according to the indices and you are just trading with the I don't know, with price action patterns, market structure, or even with the relative strength or relative weakness, this could be a nice trade. I mean, it depends of the playbook. In my playbook, it wasn't an A plus. um, Dipti, I took AMD 946, but got out thinking it's going to hit stop loss. Yeah, like something like here. Uh, uh, uh. It was a B at most. Hey, dudes. Grinder. Rough day for me today. Hard to see where the market was going. Yes. Ilya. Neto, in the case of AMD, will the previous day high be stronger even though it dipped below 5 minute range high? Yes, because it's a higher time frame uh, key level, and also that's external liquidity, right? So everything on the daily chart, it's stronger than in smaller time frames. um, Princess Jen, for QQQ, were there any clear entries for QQQ? uh, it depends. I mean, what were you trying to do? Break and retest on the same key levels than we do? If that's the answer, so probably it's no, you didn't have any good opportunities today. um Sven, I agree. Neto, will the 10:02 candle be better? 10:02 candle be better? It may be. Yeah, it may be, because this will make the, we said 10:02. Yes, 10:02. So let's say this is your break and retest of the 5 minute open range. Kind of, if you were looking, well, this is actual, like a better entry, because you are having this, right? You are having something like this. So you are building higher lows. So this 10:02 will be a better, let's say you enter here above this candle here. Your risk, it's right here, it's a tight risk because it's right here at the bottom of this candle, this retesting candle, and you will be aiming to high of the day, something like this. It's not perfect, but it's a 1 to 1.7 risk reward rate to trade. And if you were aiming to the same thing, 130.50, that was a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. So yes, this will be a better entry, but what were the indices doing? You tell me. You tell me, Randall. What were the indices doing right here, 10:02? I'm gonna answer you. Absolutely nothing. They were they were in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. They were in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. So that, yeah, in the middle of the range, exactly. So is this entry better? It may be because you have a tighter risk, you have a little better market structure here. However, we are still not having any confirmation from the indices. So again, if your playbook includes indices direction, so like mine it's the actual first factor for this. So no, it's not a better trade. It's kind of the same thing because we are still not having any confirmation on the indices. But here you have more data here, right? So you are building higher lows, you are building higher lows, you are reclaiming key levels. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the trade, this could be a lower risk trade because it has a better stop loss invalidation level here. But it's kind of the same thing, right? Because right here you are in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. Even here on QQQ, I mean, you were below the 5 minute opening range, right? So this might be a little bit better, but it doesn't mean that it was a good entry for me, at least for my system, right? Uh, Sabrina didn't enter, but what do you think? 1029. 1029, right here. You tell me, what were the indices doing? 1029. What were the indices doing? They already hit the top of the day and they are now on a downtrend. Nothing. they were they were doing nothing. No, look at this. I was actually knowing that someone will ask, so that's why I draw this trend line. Probably we need the same trend line here. It's kind of the same thing. Yes. So yeah, this 1031 tried but failed. So yeah, this is pretty much the same thing. So you said 1031, yeah, 1029 right here. What the indices were doing, they were already rejecting that trend line. So is it a good entry? Again, it depends. If you are asking on my playbook, it wasn't a good entry. But it doesn't mean that it was a good entry on some others on others playbook, right? I guess it was a great trade, but in hindsight, I guess I was focused more on indices, and 5 minute break and retest never really noticed the previous day high. Yeah, yeah. And again, I mean, if you are looking at only, if you were just looking this look good, right? This look good here, this look good here, this look good here. Maybe even this one look good, but we are not just watching that, right? We are also looking the indices, so we have more like confirmation. And I actually on the Discord live, I was telling you guys, watch out, one rejection, another rejection, another rejection, another. And I actually, I think I typed like another rejection like 3 or 4 times on the on the chat of the Discord live. So just for you to identify how much SPY was struggling with this pre-market high key level, pre-market high key level, and it was kind of the same thing with QQQ. Probably QQQ was looking a bit weaker than SPY, but pretty much the same thing, right? I mean, I actually draw this small white box here, small white box here, but again, one rejection, two rejections, three rejections, four rejections, five, a lot of rejections right here. So again, the indices were not showing you too much, but but it doesn't mean that it was a bad trade. It was actually, I mean, if you made money, if you stick to your plan, and you ended, executing accordingly, that was a good Discord trading chat or trading floor. No, on the chat of the live session. On the chat of the live session. All right. Amazon here. Amazon was kind of easier today, but if you miss this here, you miss everything. So, because you have two different things. So, I just want to show you Amazon on the higher time frame. Amazon on the higher time frame, we have been talking about this white box for days, weeks, and probably months. And I told you yesterday that I told you yesterday and Friday, and I think even last week we talked about this 216. 216 was my key level here. So once you reclaim this 216, you are on the upper side of this white box. You are on the upper side of this white box. So you can consider this a very bullish move. And as you can see here, this is kind of a, how do you say, cup and handle. It was a cup and handle move. So you have your retest right here, 1 minute opening range. I didn't like this. Look at this. It's 9:38, 8 minutes into the market. I don't trust anything on the first 10, 15 minutes. And what the indices were doing, they were in the middle of the range. So yes, I like this. I like this, but two things. First, it was too early on the day. It was too early in the morning, and second, the indices were doing absolutely nothing. They were exactly on the middle of the range. So yeah, I didn't like this one here, but I mean, it doesn't mean that you don't take it, right? It doesn't mean that you don't take it. It's just, in my system, this is not a good trade. But if you took this and you were aiming to the previous day high, well, guys, this was a 1 to 2.7 retrieval rated trade. But I didn't. So what I was watching here was this break and retest of this previous day close, reclaim of this 5 minute opening range, and look at this. After 1, 2, 3, on the fourth candle, right above these key levels here, you could open a position here and maybe aim to, well, I don't know why I was aiming here. 217. Well, I don't know why I was aiming here, but I mean, right here it's a 1 to 2.5, it's a 217.30. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. But look at this. You can have your risk right here at the bottom of these candles here, or right here at the bottom of the previous candle. So if you were doing something like this and you were aiming to previous day high, that was the play that I was trying to do. So if you were trying to do something like this, your risk level will be just below this 5 minute opening range. Because if you come inside of this 5 minute opening range, you will be trying to do something like this, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah. If you come back here, you should be doing something like this, but inside of the 5 minute opening range. But you didn't. But you didn't. So your risk could be like right here below the 5 minute opening range, right at the bottom of this candle here. And if you open your position right here above the previous candle and you were aiming to previous day high, this was a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade, and this was actually a very short trade, right? I will be out like something like here. All right. So we just watched 2 or 3 different opportunities. So this was the latest one. This was the previous one. Something like this. Something like this. From here to previous day high. It was a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. What I wouldn't like this because it was very close to high of the day. But you have clear objectives right here. External liquidity, previous day high. So you have clear objectives right here. And this one, well, what the indices were doing? Absolutely nothing. Inside, right at the middle of the range. That's why I didn't like Amazon either. So let me go to the chat. DC, bro, I don't know the difference between the trading chat and trading floor channel. It's almost redundant. Yes. They also chatting in the live Discord and also in the Zoom. Too many chats at the same time. Yes, I absolutely agree. That's why I try not to be on the live session, and that's because usually it's a lot of noise for me. It's a lot of noise for me. But today I was watching this and I was like hands off after watching these all these rejections on pre-market high. So I was on the chat and I was like, look at this rejection on the pre-market. Look at this another rejection on the pre-market. Look at this another rejection. So, but yes, I mean, I think there are too many chats on the live trading. But this is something for you. This is something for you. Never rely on the chat of the live session to manage your positions. I mean, don't ask like, oh, I'm inside of this trade. What should I do? Or where's the next key level? Because sometimes Jack takes time for answering all. He tries to answer all of your questions, but it's not like an immediate answer, right? So don't rely on their answers for you to manage your position, for you to open a trade or for you to close a trade, right? So just be aware of that. If you have any question about what you are watching at that moment, yes, you can always ask. Just don't expect like an immediate reply, right? Okay. Chen enter 944, retested to 16, higher time frame level with additional confluence on strike price action of yesterday close. Sadly, no continuation. Yeah. 946 is okay for entry. 946. 946. I think the entry should be 945. 946 is chasing. I think but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, Sven. Tell us the range of the white box again, please. it's it's easier to watch on the daily chart. Look at this. So it's from here. Uh, oh, okay. It's 217.76 and 214.10. But uh, but don't just copy Josh. Just don't copy the white box. Understand why is this area, right? So you had a gap here, you had a pivot low here, you had a huge supply zone right here, retesting here, supply here, and look at this, all this accumulation on this area. So it's just, I mean, yes, understand why this white box is right here, right? Just just don't don't copy it. Just, I mean, try to understand why this white box has been relevant for me. I mean, probably for you it's not like that, but I mean, for me it has been very relevant. So maybe if you want to do it like here, but I found that, you know, like if you go to all the way to 1776, it's, you know, it has been more accurate. All right. uh, Joseph 945, 945. Okay, and target was 118, 218. Yeah, 218. Well, it was kind of far away. Um, did you take a trade today? I took two of them. I'm gonna show you. They were on Microsoft. Uh, Same answer, Deepti. Neto, when you do back testing, do you back test in the same time with QQQ and SPY? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, but I don't have like the two charts. I backtest with SPY, not with QQQ, but that's personal preference. Paul, as per your reply to me on Traders Lab, that is my plan tomorrow. No live trade and no chat tomorrow after I do pre-market with JDub. That's good. Sven, you were chasing here, right? 946. 946 was chasing. Chen 944. 944. What about this? Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's go to the next one, guys. Nvidia. Nvidia was very interesting to see if you were trying to do nothing. So this is sideways consolidation between the 1 minute opening range, high and low. Can you see? Most of the day. So this is completely boring. If you were trying to sleep, this is the right place. This is the right place to be boring and, you know, concile some sleep here. So nothing on Nvidia today. What about Tesla? This was the other one that I was watching, but I chicken out because I was looking at the indices. So waiting, wishing, and hoping was very comfortable not trading it. Yeah. All right, so this was the other one that I was watching, and I was like, "Oh, dude, come on! This looks super easy to trade." And I watch every candle from here, like 10, 12. Yeah, like here, 10, 11. I watch every candle from 10, 11 to 11 in the morning or something like that. I just was like, oh, come on, SPY, QQQ, do something, drop 5 points so I can believe Tesla. I was actually having like a bearish plan for Tesla today. In my opinion here, this was, like, this is market structure. This is market structure. For me, it had to go lower a little bit, or well, not a little bit. I mean, it's, it's having market structure to the downside. It's having market structure to the downside. So that was my plan. That was my plan for Tesla. But the indices, party poopers. So indices were breaking out to the upper side, and Tesla was doing completely the opposite thing. And this was a very nice trade here, just because from this retest 325 324.68. What is this 324.68? 324.68 multiple touches on the daily chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So like multiple touches on the daily chart. Multiple touches on the daily chart. So this 324.68, once you drop this key level here, you come here, retest it, and this was a super easy trade. You were just aiming to 320. 320 was low of the day. 320 was low of the day, and this was a piece of cake. Once the indices were, on this downtrend, they recovered, and what happened to Tesla? Absolutely nothing. It dropped again, and then it dropped again. And something that I'm not liking of Tesla, it's how accurate is this going from one key level to the other. And well, it was just out of my playbook. So yeah. So anyone took Tesla today? The 1051 Tesla put 1051 here. Yeah, well, that's actually that's actually a better entry than the first one, right? That's actually a better entry than the first one, because right here at this 1016, 1018, what the indices were doing, high of the day right here. So is this the best place to be on Tesla? Well, if you are not looking the indices, maybe. But if you are looking the indices, I mean, this is not a place to try something, right? So, but here, what did you say? 1051. 1051. Yeah, right here. Okay, 1051 here. So if you take this to 1051, look at this. It's kind of the same risk right here, but what were the indices doing? Downtrend. So now I believe this is a better entry, context speaking, on Tesla. But I mean, this was the first weakness, right? This break and retest of this 324.68, and also this 5-minute opening range low. And is this, no, it's not the 15-minute, but it's the 5-minute opening range low. So here, nice reaction, but this is better reaction. This is actually better reaction. And also indices were, reacting in a downtrend. But anyways, so that was a second good chance there. And yes, completely valid here. And look at this. I mean, even if you try to close your position at low of the day, this was a 1 to 4.7 risk reward rate to trade. And look at this. I mean, you had some sort of reaction, but then boom, another drop, 318, 318, 318. That's key level on the 15-minute chart. Why? I want to know why. 318. last Tuesday high, last Tuesday pre-market high. But look how relevant was on that day, and then how relevant was on the pre-market from Thursday, and it was also low of the day on Thursday. And look at this relevant key level on Friday, and today, well, look at this. Key levels are not magic, guys. You need to be good at your charts. You need to be good at your charts, and you need to trust your levels. So that's why I do it on two different layers. So first, I draw my external liquidity, all previous highs and lows outside the shadow of my candles, right? So not sure if, well, I already explained you on previous sessions here, but the previous highs and lows out of the shadow of my candle. And then I have like another session of charts with the 15-minute chart. And I'm just looking for 3, 5, maybe 7 days back for relevant key levels. Just like this. This was 5 days back. This is 5 days back. And that's it. That's it. All the other key levels are on the daily chart. All right. Okay. Do you consider this a break and retest of low of the day? This here? Is this a break and retest of low of the day? Probably it is. Probably it is. All right. So Microsoft. All right. Just making sure no questions left. No questions left on the chat. All right. So Microsoft, guys, today was this sad story about this break and retest of the 5-minute opening range, 475. That's a key level on the higher time frame, and round number, side number, strike number. So break and retest of this 475. And what were the indices doing? They were at the bottom of the range. I actually had this big circle here, this big circle here, this big circle here. It's my entry here. But what happened? It reversed, and that's it. I was stopped out 6 minutes later. This was my first trade. I was actually looking some sort of move to the downside on both indices. Do you agree, or I am crazy? Do you see some move to the downside on indices, or it was just my imagination? Can you type on the chat? I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Upper weeks. Upper weeks? You don't see it. Market sentiment prevails over indices. Yeah, QQQ were. I mean, it had a breakout to the downside on the 5-minute opening range, and as you can see, SPY was uh, struggling with previous day low, previous day close. No, today's open, and that's. I mean, that's the 600. That's the 600. Absolutely correct. Well, I don't know if absolutely correct, but at least I'm not crazy, right? I was watching something to the downside. But well, it didn't work, and because I'm trying to be very respectful of my uh, stop losses, I just had to cut my trade right here. And for being completely honest, I didn't wait for this candle to close. I was actually watching this 475, and when it touched it again, I just closed my position. And I had I had a 12. Let me take a look. Yeah, I had a 12% loss or something like that here. So I say, well, you got me, Microsoft, and I'm gonna take revenge. Nah, I never have. I never have this kind of inner talk. I never do. I actually right here. I went for a coffee. I took, uh, I took my phone, disengaged for a few minutes, and then I came back and I was like, can you imagine that this is just the flip with a nice market structure here? Is it? Is it? Is it? I think it is. I think it is. And then I took this other trade. I took this other trade. I want to show you. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. The indices were not showing you anything here. But look at this. This was a very clean, nice break and retest. Today's open order block here. This is the flip zone on my previous trade. Nice break, retest, another push, retest. So I took my trade right here, 1038. 1038. As you can see, that was an impulsive candle to the upside on both indices. Yes, still on the downtrend. I know, but look at this. I mean, this was very, very, very clear. So I was looking first, high of the day. It was a 1 to 3.3 risk reward ratio trade, but I closed my position here for 77 and well, almost here. And I went out on this candle 1116. So here I took like a 20 something percent trade on the overall. Right here at the top, it was like 30 something. So at the complete trade was 20 something, and it was kind of the same size than the first one. So I ended small green today. And look at this. I want to show you this because I didn't respect what I preach. So here I want to show you this. So here we have market structure here, and I cut my trade right here. Why? I don't know why, because I was nervous from the first trade. But look at this. I mean, this is market structure working. This is market structure working. This is market structure working. Look at this. Look all that I missed. I closed my position here 477, and it went all the way to almost 479. So I let my emotion from the first trade to take decisions, and I'm not proud of this. So even when I had a green day, even when I had 1 out of 2 green trades, and even when I finished the day with some money on my pocket, this was not best performance. So I have an appointment with my journal, and I need to write a lot of stuff about what I did today, how I felt, what triggered my emotions, and then why I took the decisions. So yeah, uh, you apply all the rules when you take the trade. I tried, but today I didn't. Why didn't you take it at 1019? 1019, 1019. I don't know. I think right here I still wasn't ready. Yeah, I still wasn't ready from when I left my desk here. But yeah, I mean this also worked. This had displacement. It was the break, displacement, retest of this zone here. So yeah, that's actually a good. I mean, it will be a good one. But Probably, look at this. Probably I will be stopped out here. Probably I will be stopped out here. I don't know. I mean, if I will take this trade, let's say here, even here, let's say even here, I will have my stop loss right below this candle. Uh, uh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if I will be stopped right here. I'm not sure. But if I did, well, I it was the same thing that the second trade, right? So yeah, I mean, right here, I wasn't ready. I think I still was brewing my coffee, probably. Yeah. So I took this one. Um, at least you're very honest. Oh, come on, Paul. If you are not honest to yourself, how are you supposed to improve your performance? You can lie to everyone, not to you. How did you draw order block on Microsoft for second trade? Well, it's not a well it wasn't supposed to be an order block. However, it could be like this candle here, and also from this candle on the pre-market. So if you watch this here, this is the order block from here, but it was supposed to be this area, not the order block, but it actually is an order block, right? It's actually an order block, but it was supposed to be like this area here. um Sven, I think that's why I held Amazon too long today. I wanted to see market structure build. I managed the trade badly. Should have sold on high of the day, but didn't. Too few cons. If you have indices context, I bet you will have stayed in. Probably. Probably, yeah, that's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons, Paul. I like to trade with the indices trend because once the indices trend stops, that's your first red flag for you to stay. To I mean, at least to stay aware of what's going on and you can manage your trade, right? So yeah, that's why I like being with the indices. Meta, it didn't break out until later in the day. Palantir, again, this was against the trend. At this time, indices were breaking out the 5 minute opening range. Uh, I wasn't looking at Palantir. I found this from one of the guys on the community that took this trade here. What I didn't like is that he can't explain where he took this trade. I mean, if you were waiting for this candle to be below the previous candle here, yeah, maybe to 139, you have a 1 to 3.4 reward rate to trade. But if you were like somewhere around here, let's say 140, that's a 1 to 1.5. But I don't know, like maybe here 140.25 on this on these candle bodies. Well, anyways, if you take a trade like this, it was a 1 to 3 reward in just 3 minutes. But yeah, no, not too much. Hey, good luck, Paul. After 10, I feel so directionless in market like today. How do you see which ticker to look? Well, I don't change my criteria, Dipti. So again, my playbook is looking for the direction on the indices, then looking for the names that are moving on the same direction than the indices. The trend is your friend. Then the next criteria is the ones with the relative strength and the relative weakness. And then the next criteria or my next step is trying to look for visually similar key levels or expected moves on the indices and the names. So for example, let's say here, I mean, for here, I was expecting, or I will be expecting after this break of the 5 minute opening range high of the day, the SPY to come retest this, right? And then the move with continuation. So I will be waiting for a name that needs to come up, then come back to retest any relevant key level, and then look for continuation. This key level needs to be the same than this one? No, it doesn't. So if SPY needs to come for high of the day or the 5 minute opening range, this could be looking for the pre-market high or previous day high. So anything just similar, visually similar for the key levels, all right? And that's Palantir and Google. This was a, I mean, this was a trade from Google that I was watching. Uh, after the news last month on Google, Google has been kind of trying to recover, but I don't know. It's like I don't trust this recovery from Google, and I like Google. I mean, don't make me wrong, but I like Google. But look at this. Well, it came all the way to previous day high. It was a very nice move. 3 points. Well, it's not that. Abdo, let me go with LMT, Lockheed Martin Corporation. Ah, you're trading the war. 946, entry 945, 945, right here. So you were, well, here, Aldo, is it 9:45 Eastern? Abdo? I'm sorry, I was saying Aldo, right? It's Abdo. Abdo, 9:45 Eastern. Okay, so is this one? What you were trying to do, my friend? Like a breakout of the 1 minute opening range? Levels marked. This was a first break in a certain. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't have key levels here, but if we go to the daily chart, I have this and this and this, and did you have what? Which level did you have? Maybe this one, right? This looks like a relevant key level. 470.45. Yeah, 470.45 here. 468 and 469. 468 and 469. All right. Something like this. All right. Yeah, well, this is a breakout trade. Something similar to what we trade, Abdo, will be this entry here, like this 957 maybe, 958. We will be looking uh, for this break and retest of this key level, this 470.45, or this, today's opening price, and then continuation, right? So you had really nice market structure here, but if you were trying our system, you will be waiting for the break of the level that you had and the retest. That will be our entry. All right, guys. So that was all for today. That was all for today. Thank you for joining. Oh, 1 hour, only 1 hour. That's a miracle. So thank you for joining. If you have any other questions or you want to take a look to any other tickers, please send them before the session, so I can prepare some levels and you don't take me like this LMT. I never charted LMT, but now that I know Abdo has it on his watch list, I can start, looking for relevant key levels or something else. So thank you very much. You know the drill. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.